What up, what up? Yeah, man, Big Mike, the almighty one himself, Triple XL, that is. Coming at you live and direct, man, from Philosopher King Central. Yeah, buddy. Yep, have to start off fresh, gotta start off brand new, man, so I can try and get a new audience, man. Some brand new listeners, man, because most of the cats that was over there at Mac City, man, all they really wanted to hear was, dudes going in roasting broads, man, particularly BWs, man, and I'm like, I can't do that, dog. I can't do that, man. I can't do it. If it's not in my spirit, I can't do it, man. It's a quite lucrative subject matter to get on. There's no doubt about that. Cause you got cats on here just like every day. They got a show coming up where they roasting a B-Dub, man. I'm like, leave Jack. Y'all really hate these broads that bad, man? Would you just want to listen to that every goddamn day? No, man, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I'd be selling my players short, man, if I went ahead and co-signed that, man. Cause there ain't nothing less masculine than sitting around stressing about what a bitch think, man. We're not gonna do that over here, Jack. Every now and then we gonna check in and we gonna roast a broad, man, but every day? No. Not every day, man. We gonna roast them when they need to be roasted. But for the most part, man, look, a female gonna get down with your program, man, if you present it right, man. That's all. Women by nature want to be led, man. Women by nature want to submit. Now, if you lack the masculinity to make her submit, whose issue is that? It's your issue, man. It ain't with the broad, it's with you. And I know, man, they have been conditioned to just be disrespectful and nasty. But, man, look, when a chick is in the presence of a boss, man, she know it. She gonna bow down, Jack. Trust me, man. I've been out here, man. I've been seeing cats that ain't got nothing but the kicks on their feet. And when they walk into a room, man, you got broads bowing down, man. Straight up bums and suckers. And I'm scratching my head like, what the hell? But for some odd reason, man, that dude just think he the shit. And he ain't got nothing going for him. But he got that confidence that he don't care. He gonna do what he want, when he want, how he want. He gonna sit up in your apartment. He gonna eat your baby's King Vitamin cereal and Juicy Juice. He gonna smoke weed, play Xbox all day, and dry your shit while you at work. Yeah, boy. You gonna be on his program. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm done with that, man. This is a continuation of intelligence and speech. That's what we're going to be speaking on right here. And I got the perfect example. Man. Let's go to my partner, man. My brother from another mother. Tony Maceo. Nigga Fuchsius, man. Some of y'all may not know him. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I'm trying to get new listeners. Some of y'all have probably never heard of Mac City. But, yeah. Mac City the podcast was started maybe in 2005, seriously, and I think maybe like 3 or 4 years I was doing it solo, man. I think Tony jumped on board maybe like 2010, maybe. I'm not sure. Tony, if you're listening, help me out, man. What year was it that you jumped on, man? Because cats wasn't feeling it at first. They did not want Tony on the podcast. I mean, they was used to hearing me, and when, you know how it is, man, when you go to a specific podcast that was started by a specific individual, you want to hear that individual, man. You don't want to be hearing no guests Babylon, and you don't want to hear no other individual running their mouth except for the cat that you tuned in to listen to, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, cats wasn't feeling Tony at first, but maybe like 2 years into it, Shit, I figured out, man. Tony was a hit, man. Folks love to hear Tony spit. They loved him, man. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, hell yeah, man, because I used to love to sit back and listen to all the shows that we had done and shit, man. I loved them, man. I mean, they classics to me. But the main thing that I found out, which was hilarious to me, man, is since I had Tony on the show and I gave Tony so much praise, you know what I mean? I didn't have this overwhelming need, right, to try and downplay him because, you know, I was supposed to be the creator of the podcast, or I was supposed to be the star of the show, whatever. Didn't matter to me as long as the message was getting out there. And of course, you know, I want my boy to be successful in whatever he does, whether it be on my format or someone else's, you know what I mean? But there was one thing that was just kind of just irking me a lot. I ain't gonna front, man. You know, people was kind of like playing me like I was Robin and he was Batman. Yeah, man, you know, every now and then cats was like, man, where's Tony at? Where's Tony at? Where's Tony at? And I'm like, God damn, man. I'm like, chill out, bruh. You know what I mean? Because Tony spit so good, right? Tony could be totally wrong on something, but you wouldn't know it. Because of the energy and the fire and the determinism and just the pure sureness of his diction. I mean, to me, the brother could sell ice cubes to Eskimos. You know what I mean? He's just that cold, you know, with the speech. And that was just hilarious to me, man. I'm just like, have these fools not studied the survival scrolls? That my partner, man, you know, he basically got hitched up with me on the Mac City Scrolls and shit. And, you know, he was learning a lot from me. As a matter of fact, as far as game goes, you know, Tony didn't really teach me much, man. You know, it's pretty much a one-way street. But, you know, Tony was, man, he was a gold mine, a treasure trove when it came to intelligence in the streets and shit. I don't know how he found out a lot of shit that he found out with these chicks, man, about what was going on and what they was plotting and what they was planning. But, you know, he'd pick up that phone, boy, and he'd be like, look, such and such, 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 such. So I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, you got to watch that bitch. I'm like, what? I just couldn't believe half the stuff he was telling me. I'm like, nah, Jack, seriously? Yeah, man. You know, so I named him my consigliere, man. I like, he was my war chief, boy. He was invaluable out there in them streets, man. You know, but, you know, cats that would come to the show, I mean, they would hear me speak and they would hear Tony speak. And just logically, since he's the better speaker, you know, they're like, oh, man, you know, Tony must be the big chief, big brother almighty, ace number one. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't trip it too much, man. I'm just like, okay, all right, man, you know. And, you know, you can really only come to that conclusion if, like, you had never been to Mac City and you never read the journal logs, man. And most of the cats, you know, niggas don't read, man. So, I mean, everything that Tony was spitting, man, you know, it was laid out right there, you know, in Survival Scrolls format, man. I wrote it all out. I typed it all out. And I attempted to put what I learned in lecture form, you know what I mean, in speech and whatnot. But it just didn't come off as well as when Tony said it, man. So when Tony said it, people automatically assume, like, oh, man, this is the origin of the greatness. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, man, I just learned, you know, a valuable lesson, you know, through interacting with Tony and then interacting with, you know, the podcast format, man. I mean, there was just so many times that Tony was just dead wrong when we was dealing with these broads, man. I'm just like, no, Tony. No, that's not going to happen. And you know what I'm talking about, man. Some of the situations where, you know, he was trying to get me to meet with some of these females and have a round table, you know what I mean, where we call a peace treaty and whatnot. And I'm like, bruh, I do this. I know what's going on, man. Just let it go. Let it go. And he wouldn't let it go. It was just like he wouldn't listen to me. I'm like, bruh, this is what I do. Just let me handle this, okay? I'm not meeting with none of them broads, man. There's nothing to be said. You know, you're not going to satisfy them. You're not going to satiate them, man. You know, all they want is blood. No matter what I say, it's going to be, you know, nothing's going to be good enough, Jack. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of situations like that, man. When, you know, Tony was thinking that he was dealing with rational human beings. And he was not. He was dealing with some bloodthirsty broads, man. I'm like, Cat, I'm out here. You know what I mean? And I know that you out here too. Man, you ain't out here like me. You ain't out here like me. You know, he had to go ahead and, you know, take his lumps to a degree is what I'm saying. He had to be out there a couple more years to earn his stripes to see what I was saying. You know what I mean? But irregardless, man, you know, bruh, I'm like, I don't know what Tony's basically doing right now. But goddamn, boy, I'm trying to tell you, I was listening to some of the stuff we did maybe like 2014 or whatever. I'm like, oh man, we was on fire, boy. I'm like, go ahead. I mean, we was a good mixture, man. It was beautiful, man. I'm like, hell nah, man. You know, so, you know, I don't get too bent out of shape when cats hit me up asking for Tony. I'm like, I'm not that nigga babysitter, man. I'm like, if you want to get in contact with him, man, take your ass over there to the clubhouse, boy. You know, you calling me, you know, inquiring about another grown ass man, bruh. I'm like, man, he doing this thing, man. He getting his money. You know, he not messing with no deadbeat Negroes. Shoot, I mean, he got a wife and kids now, man. You know what I mean? Gotta stop playing games. You know, brother, you know, in college, man, you know, taking up his courses, trying to finish up his law degrees and whatnot, man. Shoot, I ain't trying to bother that man with this silly ass hobby I got, 'cause that's what it basically is, man. This is like therapy. It's like a hobby for me, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just want some like-minded individuals over here that believe in the critical thinking process, man. That don't mean we have to agree about everything, you know, but I do expect you to be an adult, you know, and give me rational reasons why you think the way you think, man. That's all that I'm asking, man. Just give me a rational reason why you think the way you think, man. Don't be doing no emotional tirades, man. Just repeating talking points, man, from the white liberal Jewish media, man. We not gonna do that over here, man. You are gonna supply me with a rational thought process and some sort of receipts, man, to validate your point, man. That's what we gonna do, man. Well, anyway, man. Oh shit, here we go. I'm sorry about that. Big Mike coming at you live and direct. Philosopher King Central, man. And we out.
I can out-think you, and I can out-philosophize you, and I'm gonna outlast you.